So this is actually a conversation I've had with like two different friends recently. And it's because of Pride Month, right? The internet's already gay, but because of Pride Month, the LGBT community is a lot more prominent on all social media platforms. Like, it's the one month of the year when everybody thinks, yeah, yes, now I will fly the rainbow flag to get the gay money, and then they leave. So a lot of that on Instagram and Tumblr. And we're seeing a lot more posts about gender because in the past couple years, gender's become way more of a hot topic. Like, we always seem to forget that gay marriage was only legalized in 2015. That was only 6 years ago. It really wasn't that long of a time. And, it kind of shifted. We were no longer as cohesive as we used to be. It used to be, here's the steps, here's the plans. You kind of have to maintain some modicum of respectability and conformity in order to be taken seriously. And I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, like in general. I think you should be able to do what you want with your life. However, some people don't. Some people seem to lose common sense about these sort of things. I can go on and on about this. There's just so many topics under this umbrella that I have opinions on. But today we're going to be talking about dating and preferences. Because this isn't just an LGBT thing, it's kind of just like a everything thing. Like the fat acceptance community or fat pride, whatever they're calling it. The body positivity, it took me a minute. The body positivity movement, the gender identity, all that different stuff. They all kind of have the same underlying theme of, well, I shouldn't, even though I'm not your type, or you're not my, even though I'm not your type, you should still be attracted to me anyway. You can't have a type. You can't say out loud, oh, I don't like fat girls, or oh, I only like women who have cis genitals. And I'm sorry if I'm not phrasing that in the best way, but and it seems like there's a kind of stigma against saying that you have a type. Like, to be honest, I tend to go for white girls who are close-ish in height to me and body type. I like them to have long hair or short hair. I'm not very picky, but I do tend to like girls. Okay? I'm allowed to like girls. Girls that have some form of titty. Girls that are usually white. That's my type of. That's the kind of person I go for because I'm biracial and I kind of grew up in more of a culturally white household, I'd say. So black girls are gorgeous, but they're too pretty. I don't know. I don't know how to talk to you. And I've said this before to friends, basically, that I have a type, and sometimes saying, when you're dating online, even people will sometimes put more on their online profiles than they will in person. But I feel like if you're dating someone, you do have sort of an obligation to tell them certain things. For example, if you've kept up with anything gay, you probably know about how I think it's the trans panic is what it was called, that would be a way people could get off for murdering trans women. They'd be like, oh, I didn't know she was trans, so I murdered her. And that is a stupid defense, a very stupid defense. However, I do think that you should still tell someone that before you get to that point. Because, I don't know, it's kind of like opening a box that says milk and then getting orange juice. It doesn't mean that I don't want orange juice, but I don't want to be surprised with it. And for some people, genitals are a very big point of attraction. I'm sorry, I'm a lesbian and I like titties. If you don't have titties, that's something that I'm attracted to and that I desire in a partner that you don't have. And the same thing does go for genitals. If you surprise someone in this day and age with, now I'm not talking about if you're in, we're talking US centric, to be clear. I can't speak for other countries that I've never been to. But here at the very least, you have plenty of avenues to explain this before you get to the in the bedroom part. And holding on to it is like holding on to a secret. If you're going to be dating someone or you're going to be at least expecting to have sex with them, they should know about your genitals because that's something that's important in terms of attraction. I'm sorry, that's the truth. And pretending that attraction isn't tied to certain things is very stupid. Same thing goes for weight. Some people don't like fat girls or fat guys. They prefer people who are on the slimmer side. And there are people who do prefer larger people. There are people who like all kinds of people. You can't pinpoint. But a lot of the fat acceptance movement or the body positivity movement, they've talked about how it's fat phobic to not want to date a fat girl, or how it's transphobic to not want to date a trans person because they don't have the genitals that you were expecting based on their gender presentation or the genitals that you particularly want. And you could even go into race with this. Like, some people are attracted to certain things. I do think part of it is in how you are raised and what your mindset is. If you were raised in a household that is racist, you're not gonna want to date a black or Asian or whatever other ethnicity there is. And even if you do, there's probably going to be a lot of stigma and a lot of issues you have to work through to make that a good partnership. And if you are attracted to, say, people who wear glasses, or people with blonde hair, or people with large or small titties, or butt, or leg, or whatever, that's fine. You're allowed to have preferences. You're allowed to have a type. And to pretend that having a type doesn't just move beyond the cosmetics, because you can say, oh yes, my type is brooding men like Geralt of Rivia. It's not just, you're not just attracted to his clothes. You're attracted to who he is as a person. You're attracted to the hair, to his skin color, to his muscle type, maybe. And maybe those categories aren't as rigid for everyone. To be honest, girl is usually girl. I'm very basic. But you can't expect the same of everyone. You can't expect every single person to automatically have super fluid lines of attraction, because some people are like that, and congrats to you. I mean, that's a lot easier for you to date than it is for me. But I find it very petty to just we throw around names like transphobic or homophobic or whatever. We throw away phobics and isms just because people don't agree with us on certain things. And that's just not, we use the words so often they don't really make sense anymore. For example, who was it? Millie Bobby Brown? I do not keep up with celebrity stuff. It's literally what I learn from other people, or unwillingly or against my will from YouTube. It's not something I seek out. I think she's dating someone who's like 30 and she just turned 20, or it was a big age difference. Maybe it was Billie Eilish. Someone's dating someone who's way older and they're racist. We're always, and so now we're judging her because of who she associates with. I just feel like we throw around insults and monikers over the smallest of things. It's not transphobic for me to say that I don't want to date a girl who has a penis because I have certain triggers, and I'm not attracted to penises. She could very well be a very nice person, and I'd be happy to be friends, but there's certain things that I'm not attracted to. And the same thing goes for you, I'm sure. Maybe you like larger breasts or smaller breasts. Maybe you like people who read the same kind of books as you do. Maybe you're not picky at all, it's just personality. Totally fine. But to impose those restrictions on everyone else is kind of shitty. And I think we should at least admit to that. That people have preferences, and it's okay that it doesn't include everyone. It's okay to be exclusionary sometimes, because if you're including everyone, then you cater to no one. So this, dear viewers, is where we part. The password for this one is for a friend of mine, because I don't know if she actually watches all of these videos, but it's an inside joke, so. Cough, cough. Boba. I'll see you guys next time. Have a great one.